I'm Michael John Wolf, spokesperson for the law offices of Allan Friedman, here to talk to you with attorney Friedman today about domestic violence arrests in Connecticut. At the law offices of Allan Friedman, we want our clients to be informed of their legal rights so they know how to handle interactions with the police. Remember, always be polite and non-confrontational with police, but do not answer any questions, do not consent to any police searches of your home or car, and remain silent and insist on calling the law offices of Allan Friedman before you say or do anything. So, you got into a yelling match with a loved one or intimate partner. Maybe some drinking was involved, which is helping to fuel tempers. Sometimes people shove each other, and other times they may throw or break things. Perhaps a neighbor or witness calls 911, and the next thing you know, the police arrive to investigate a domestic violence incident. Connecticut treats domestic violence very seriously. The police are required to make arrests if they find probable cause that a crime occurred, even if the alleged victim does not want to press charges. Your mind starts to panic as the handcuffs go on, and you start to think about the possibility of having to move out of your home and seeing your photo posted online in the police blotter. Now, what should you do? Attorney Allan Friedman is going to explain your constitutional rights and let you know how to handle your domestic violence arrest. By intelligently using the law on your side and working with an experienced attorney, you can put yourself in a much better legal position. Here's attorney Friedman to explain how to handle the situation.
Thanks, Michael. I'm attorney Allan Friedman. I'm here today to talk to you about domestic violence law. One would think, based upon the statistics, that there's this huge domestic violence crisis, but that's really not the case. What's going on is the legislature has passed a mandatory arrest statute that requires the police to make an arrest if they find probable cause that some type of violation of the law has occurred. So anytime somebody calls 911, if the police find any evidence of a domestic violence crime, they have to make an arrest. They can't just decide, you know what, we're going to let this one pass. So that's the reason why we have so many domestic violence arrests, so many of them. So if you find yourself in that position, the best thing that you can do is just say, I'm not talking to you, officer. I would like to speak to a lawyer first, or just say, I'm not answering any questions. Either one of those will work just fine. And if they're going to make an arrest, they're going to give you a ticket, or they're going to take you down to the police station, whatever they're going to do, just let it go. And don't say anything, because you're not going to talk your way out of it, because they have to make an arrest. So just talking is just going to make the case against you worse. Next thing is you're going to be sent to court for a mandatory arraignment the next day. My strong advice is that's a good time to lawyer up and get a domestic violence lawyer to come with you for the arraignment. You need to meet with family relations. It's a very bad idea to try to explain your side of the story to the family relations officer, because everything you say can be used against you. It puts you in a bad position to have to say to the family relations officer, hey, you know what, I'd rather not describe the circumstances that occurred the day before. Because if you do discuss with the family relations officer what happened, then the family relations officer is going to take down what you're saying, can be used against you later on. Better not to say anything to the family relations officer about the particular allegations, right? You can give general information like where you work, do you have any firearms, do you have a drinking problem, you know, that kind of stuff, but don't describe anything about what happened in the incident itself. Another thing that's very important is stay off of social media, okay? A lot of people, they want to get on a Facebook war with the victim right away, you know, describing to all their friends why they're innocent. Don't do that, because everything you're saying on social media can be copied and given to the state's attorney and used against you as well. Very important point is, this is really interesting, is that usually in domestic violence cases, it's the victim that contacts my office on behalf of the accused, trying to help out the accused to get the case dropped. Very important to realize that the victim doesn't have the power to drop the case. Just because the victim doesn't want to see you prosecuted, and the victim is realizing now, you know what, this is like a giant disaster that I've created, and I really want to undo all this, the prosecutor is not going to drop the case just because the victim is having second thoughts. The prosecutor is going to go off of what's written in the police report. The prosecutor is going to let some time pass and let the case play out. So it's helpful that the victim wants to drop the case, but not dispositive. It's just an interesting phenomenon. You know, if these cases were so serious, right, one would wonder why so many victims want to drop the case. Another thing that's really important for you to understand is that always in every single domestic violence case there's going to be some level of order of protection. If you're curious about the orders of protection, I'm not going to hit them all here in this short video, but go onto my website. You can read about all the different levels of order of protection, all the information about modifying them and how they work. If you have a domestic violence case, you should definitely talk to a criminal defense attorney about your order of protection and make sure you know how to not breach it or violate it. Because if you violate the order of protection, what's going to happen is you're going to escalate your case. Your case will become much more serious. So it's a cardinal rule in domestic violence case: don't violate the order of protection. Now, when the judge issues the order of protection, is going to warn you not to violate it, but you want to make sure that you just take that really seriously. And if you're represented by a lawyer like myself, I'm going to reinforce that to you. Hey, don't violate the order. It's going to make things a lot worse. Your bond's going to go higher. It's going to make it a lot harder to resolve your case. The good news in all of this is out of all the criminal cases that we handle here, domestic violence cases are the ones most likely to result in a favorable disposition, such as the prosecution deciding not to prosecute the case, nolly the case, or a dismissal of the charge through a diversionary program. Vast majority of domestic violence cases we handle every year are favorably resolved. If you have any questions about your domestic violence case, I'm very approachable. Feel free to give me a call. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed watching this video so you can catch the rest of my videos about criminal law as we post them up. I'm going to kick it back to Michael. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching our presentation today. Remember, you have the right to remain silent and should always contact an attorney before answering any questions. If you've been charged with a domestic violence crime and need legal representation, we urge you to review the materials available online at our webpage, www.allanffriedmanlaw.com, or call right now at 203-357-5555 for a free initial consultation. Attorney Friedman has been defending domestic violence cases for 28 years and has had hundreds of his clients' cases dismissed. While past performance does not guarantee future results, the law offices of Allan Friedman will leave no stone unturned to fight for the best possible result in your domestic violence case. Why not contact the law offices of Allan Friedman today to have a free case evaluation and see how he can put his 28 years of experience defending domestic violence cases to work for you. Thanks again for watching our presentation, and please do not hesitate to contact the office. If you have any additional questions, call us 24/7 at 203-357-5555.